Hi guys, welcome to Live with Vi, and if you like what you see, subscribe. Hey guys, happy Friday. It's the weekend and we have Dr. Ashish with us live to talk about access consciousness. I had a lot of people messaging me about what access consciousness was about, or what were bars, and what it is that Dr. Ashish does. And I thought, why don't we just get him on for him to give us a little glimpse of what Access is about. I have studied Access with him. I've studied bars with him. I've studied magic with him. I've studied abundance with him. So I've done a lot of classes with him. I just wanted him to come on and talk to us about what Access entails. How does it help? Is it like affirmations? What exactly Access is about? And I requested him. He just landed actually in Bombay. Let me just send him a request. He just got into Bombay, and I said, why don't we just do a quick live about telling people what it's about, because so many times people message me and then I ask them to DM him, but there's obviously time lag when he sees it or replies. And I thought, why don't we have a conversation which I can say, which people can access later if they want. I can send to people if they ask me. And I thought, what better way than the live? So, and I said, we have to do it today. We have to do it. He said, Baba, next week. I said, no, let's do it today. Friday, it's a good day. Navratri starts tomorrow. It's the new moon. So what better than having a conversation with Access with Dr. Ashish? Hello.
Were you complaining about me?
Yeah, you heard?
That people DM and then very politely
Yeah.
said there is a time lag and he doesn't.
Yeah. I have people today. I got very irritated with people because
Why?
I don't think they have patience. I so many times people message me saying, I asked him about my lemons, but he hasn't replied. What do I do?
You have no idea how many people are asking about lemons. It's crazy. Yeah,
I
but yeah.
can make lemonade.
No, I always feel they have the right to ask, and of course,
Of
I have to
course.
reply to everybody. I mean, if I'm
But there's a
sharing
time
something,
lag.
there is always a little time lag, and
That's
I
what I
can't
said.
be sitting on my phone all the time. And
I agree.
honestly, this is like super telepathy. I was just thinking because once I posted my class, so many people have called for the class details, and everybody has this common question. Okay, what does
What
bars
is
do? What does foundation do? Now, initially, what has happened is like from 2012, since I'm taking these classes, I've not been much on social media ever, or Facebook or whatever, because my work has always been through word of mouth. Okay,
correct?
so everybody who comes to my classes have seen somebody change, or they all come through references. So I
Correct.
never had to really explain anybody what it is and all. But now, of course, being on social media, so many people are. So I was thinking, I should make maybe a video where I can tell them, hey, refer to that video, you'll get all your answers. And then you ask me, Ashi, do you want to do a live with access tools? And I'm like, are you
Because
reading my mind or am I putting it in your head? I have no idea what's
I'm
going on.
I did the infinity wave between me and you, because I was like, I might as well have an IGTV, because how many people do I direct to you? You
Correct,
also
correct.
take time. For you also, it's hard to explain what it's
Yeah,
about,
yeah.
because me and
Correct,
you,
correct.
I mean, I've done the class with you. So I just thought a conversation would be easier for someone to understand
Yeah,
than a monologue
yeah.
of, what it's about.
Correct, correct. And I always believe that, yes, people should get the whole information before they make a choice for anything in life.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
it's
Absolutely.
always a right of people to know. And I always tell people to do that, get clarity and then choose, because everything is about a choice. And finally, it has to be their choice. So that's the thing.
Absolutely. It's so
Cool,
funny
cool.
when I came to do the bars class, okay? I don't know if you remember, I
Yeah,
was flying off the next day. And Kunal
yeah.
and I told Kunal, I'm going to do a bars class. Saying, what do you mean bars class? So I said, I'm going to run by bars. Saying, you're going to run from bar to bar? I was like,
So this was the first thing, even when I heard it like so many years back, somebody used to, this friend of mine, she used to say, why don't you do access and get your bars run? I said, the only bars that I knew was the bars we used to go
same,
for.
the only ones I knew that time was this. Now I don't even know that.
So yeah, so it was really, really amazing. So cool, cool. Ask
Okay,
questions.
so
I'm here, and
let's
one sec.
get
All those people. yeah, all those people who are there today, if you have any questions, I hope I can answer all of that in the time frame that we have. But I'll explain you everything that you're looking at so you get an idea. Beyond that, I mean, you can definitely ask me more.
Okay, so I'm going to go question by question, or you want me to just run through the
Sure.
questions and you can ask all of them, answer all
No,
of
no,
them in
no.
one thing,
Just
question by question?
maybe, sure, just
I'll
shoot one or
combine
two
two.
questions and let me see
Yeah.
how we go.
So my first question, obviously, a lot of people ask me is what is access consciousness and how did you get into it?
Okay, so yeah, I think, if I give the background, people would kind of understand what I'm talking about. So when I started my healing journey, yeah, obviously healing is about healing somebody out of their trauma or the issues of life, yeah. So the first thing that I started my journey was with, becoming a clinical hypnotherapist. So it was all about the
Right.
mind-body connection, the subconscious mind, and all of those things. Then I did my post-graduation with past life regression therapies, and I'm always one person who's looking out for quicker and faster results. I mean, I wouldn't want to keep seeing the clients for months and months and years. I've always felt that, healing should be very fast. Now, interestingly, so I did a lot of study. I kept, venturing to new modalities, and every modality contributed something to me. So I think around 2010-11, I was actually teaching my own classes, which was basically activation of abundance gene, where the concept was, your belief creates your reality and how you can change your beliefs. So I'm
Correct.
sure a lot of people know about Louise Hay, affirmations, and all of those things.
Absolutely.
So it was about reprogramming your subconscious mind. So I was anyways on that path. And yeah, I had worked a lot of myself. I was in a happy space and things was moving fabulous in my life. So in one of the classes, this girl was there and she said, Ashish, you know what? Why don't you try Access? Because you're already in it, you're already
Living
living
that.
it.
Yeah.
But just see, yeah, you're already living that, and people used to ask me, Ashish, how do I become like you? How do I become happy like you? But I didn't know how to tell them. I'm like, this is how
Correct.
I am. So I had no tools to tell them. So anyways, I'm a very keen learner. I don't think I'll stop learning even till the end of my life, because
I
learning
hear
is
you.
something that's always going to be, and there's so much to learn, right?
Absolutely.
So I have a very open mind. So I said, okay, let me see what this is. Believe me, just one night before the class, I called up this facilitator. It was her first class also. And I said, listen, I don't have a problem. Yeah. Can I still come to the class? Because I realized every healing modality, while you're learning, you had to work on your own
Yeah.
problems.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to heal yourself. And I had done so much healing of myself, there was no problem. In fact, in one of the previous classes I had gone, this is not Access. Yeah, so we were doing inner child work, and this facilitator said, okay, now you've learned, now you have to work on your problem. I said, listen, I don't have a problem. He's like, no, you have to have some problem in life. I said, but I don't have a problem. So it was somewhere getting on my nerves where people were trying to
To
create a
find
problem when there
pinpoint.
was,
Absolutely.
yeah. So I wanted something that would give me more, right? So one line that I really liked about this facilitator said that to come into Access consciousness, you don't have to have a problem. Wherever your life is, it's only going to take you
Going to get
higher
better.
from there. Now that is something that connected for me. That was the first connection. Then I went and did the class, but believe me, the first class I didn't understand anything. Yeah. So the first was a bars class. Okay. So I'm sitting there, and the first half of the class, I'm messaging my friend. She was also there. Yeah. We had that BlackBerry, so we were
Black BBM.
BBMing. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, yeah, I'm not understanding anything. I think it's a bloody waste of money. I don't know where I'd come. And in my head, I'd already started judging.
Written
Yeah.
it out.
I was
Yeah.
I was judging the teacher. Oh, I can teach better. I mean, she has no way of teaching. Now I didn't realize it was already working on me. The class had already started working on me. I'll explain you how. Okay, and then comes afternoon time, and the mattresses were laid to run the bars. Okay, so this girl
Can you
says, okay,
explain to them just
I
a
will.
bit what? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I will. Okay, so
Because
there
otherwise
is
they'll think
this
we're sleeping and drinking in
the
bars.
yeah. So the bars is basically there are 32 points in the head, okay, which is
Correct.
what you learn in the 1 day class, which helps you release all those thought forms, limitations that you've already created around those things. So there is for money, there is for sadness, joy, and so there are 32 points. Okay, so all you have to do is just relax, and somebody runs it for you. That means somebody just touches those points, and the energy starts shifting and changing. Most of the time, you just go off to sleep. Okay.
Sleep.
So, so it was lunchtime, and then I went out. I had a big subway, I remember very clearly. And then when we came back, she said, okay, so who's going to get the bars run first? So I said, I'm going to receive it. So I was lying down, and believe me, within 5 minutes, I was off. I was
Asleep.
snoring. Okay. After an hour, she woke me up and she said, oh, it's my turn now. I'm like, okay. So I was sitting on the floor, so uncomfortable, trying to run the bars. I'm like, when is this ever going to get over? So if you see, I was so uncomfortable during the class. All right. So
Right.
when I came back home, my friend is like, how was it? I'm like, okay, I don't know whether it works or not. The mind wants to have a wonderful experience. And if you don't have a wonderful experience, you think it's not
Cancel.
working. Yeah,
Correct.
you cancel it. Yeah. Now, interestingly, the next day, I was working from home that time. So 12 to 6 was my working time. So around 7, 7:30, my doorbell rang and my friend came and he paid me and he gave me a packet of envelope which had money in it. See, like, listen, my rickshaw is waiting down and this is the money that I owe you in the last 6 months. I'm like, okay, cool. Now, I was not going to connect immediately that, oh,
Connect
I
that
got my
too.
bars run and my money came through. Okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't connect that immediately. The same week, I was in Lokanwala at a friend's place. We were at a house party, and this was around 11 o'clock or so. And another participant, actually, she got in touch with me. She said, hey, where are you? I said, I'm here. Can I just come and meet you for 5 minutes? I said, so late, why? She said, no, I just want to pay you some money, which I owed you. Now, she had done a class with me a year back,
Oh
and I
my
had
God.
completely forgotten. And she came and
Forgotten.
she paid me money. Very strangely, the following week, suddenly my clients from Calcutta and different places called me, hey, I taken one pendant from you. Can you send me the bank detail? So I realized without even knowing it, suddenly money has started coming from places which I'd forgotten completely about. Now I'm
Correct.
like, okay, there is something must have shifted out there. Okay. Now this is what was happening with me. Suddenly I
So
started
was
seeing
it
more.
that your it was a clearing because of your bars being
Correct.
run? Yeah.
Correct. Suddenly, I realized there is something that has got shifted, and suddenly the outpour of clients started calling me from different places for therapies. So something I realized has shifted in my universe. Okay.
Correct.
Now that was my personal experience. Now, whenever I learn something, as I said, I always try it. I don't write it off immediately.
Right.
So of course you're going to try it on your loved ones. And my best friend, she called me up initially the first week itself, and of course, that time I was doing therapy. So there was something that had, ticked off at her workplace, and she was very upset and she was crying. And she said, I want to come and see you in the evening. I said, come over. So when she came, suddenly I just felt, let me run her bars. Okay. So, I said, hey, you know what, Neetu, just lie down. And I started running her bars, and she was talking, talking, talking. And within 45 minutes, she just calmed down. Okay. And then, she said, okay, you know what, I just want to go home and sleep. The following week, we had met for, a lunch date, and we were just talking. And then suddenly I asked her, okay, how do you feel about that episode? And then she says, you know what, Ashish, now that you're asking about it, I feel it's not happened only in my
Mm.
life.
Yeah.
So I realized that why do people come for healing? They come to heal certain aspect of theirs, something that is stuck or an emotional aspect. And here I realized without even doing much,
You
just by
release that
running this
emotion.
32 point, suddenly there's this change that takes place. And I kind of thought this is amazing. Then I had another friend of mine, who was traveling to Spain or somewhere, the following day, and he had come for a sleepover. But he was having this feverish kind, and he would always wake up with a lot of body ache. It was happening for him for a long time. So something told me just run his bars. So he came, and I started running his bar. He just went off to sleep. Now, the next day when he woke up, he was absolutely fresh, no body ache, nothing,
Body.
and he just felt so good and he took his flight. So then I started, okay, this is something, let me try it more. Then another client came to me, and this was my first client who I gave a session to. Okay. Now, this guy for the last 3 years, he was not getting any job, no new money coming through, and he was really desperate. In fact, he was almost like, depressed. So somebody had recommended him to me, said, just go to Ashish, whatever he does works. So I'm like, okay, come. Now
Magician.
he had come for a past life regression. Now I got the sense that past life is not going to help in this case, you know. So I
Correct.
just took that leap of faith and I asked this guy, listen, you know what? I'm going to do something for you. Let's see how it works. And if it doesn't, I'm still there for you, you know. And he was completely in allowance. So I started running his bars and he was my first client. Okay. So I started running the bars and it was nothing. I just touched 32 points and I'm also trying. So it's not that I'm an expert that time, right? And
Correct.
I'm just giving his session and he was so peaceful and calm. And after the session, I gave him certain things to use, you know, like the basic tools that you learn in the first day, you know. I just told him, just say these three things. All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and
Joy
glory.
and glory.
How does it get better than this? And what else is possible? Okay, three things.
Correct.
I said, just keep saying this all the time. Okay. And you won't believe it. I mean, you will believe it. Within
I
20
believe it.
minutes, yeah, I mean, he was in Warsaw. Within 20 minutes, he gave me a call. He said, listen, you know, I just came for a session. So I thought maybe he forgot something. He says, I came home and there is a packet of envelope which has come already, you know, of money. I'm like, how does it get better than this?
Better than
I
this.
to, I told him, you know what, just wait for 3 weeks and keep saying this and tell me how things have changed for you. And he also said that there's another you know, call that I got from Walt Disney, and there was a project which was going through that got called off. So is it a good thing or a bad thing? I asked him, how long was this going on? So he said for almost 9 months. I said, it's gone then, you know, just let
Hmm.
it go. So, you know, what happens is what is supposed to be comes, what goes just goes away, you know, it
Goes
just kind of
away.
clears off. So 3 weeks later, exactly on the 21st day, he called me and says, hey, you know, I'd come for a session and all. He's like, it's so amazing. Every project of mine, you know, I mean, the money that was stuck has come through. I got a small project also which went on the floor and things started moving for him. Now he asked me another $1 million question. He said, Ashish, now I have another worry. Where is the new money going to come from? So I said, okay, come for another session now. But you know, truly it's not that. You know, if he keeps using the tools, things will keep moving and shifting. So then I realized this is so amazing. I mean, I think 1 hour I can only talk about the testimonials, but I'm not going to do that. It is so fabulous. Believe me, after that, I realized that, you know what, you don't really need to go into the past. You don't need to dig something. It just changes
Absolutely.
things. And it's so easy that even kids can learn. You can't go wrong with it, you know. And then I started working on so many clients, depression, suicidal cases. And just in one session, I've seen amazing results with people, you know. So this became my favorite, you know, choice of
Tool.
tool of therapy, you know, because I was so done with doing regressions and past life regression because they are longer processes, you know,
Yeah.
and even if they work, definitely they work. But, you know, I used to work on, say, an emotion like anger. That person would need to come for few sessions, you know, 3 sessions, 4 sessions over a period of 3 months. And then definitely there was a change. But here I've seen such amazing, quick, fast results, you know. So nowadays, what happens is if any new client comes to me and then they tell me I have relationship issues, I have financial issues, I have health issues, then I always tell them, you know what, don't come for a session. If you trust me, come for five
Come for a
days.
class.
Just go through it
Take
because
the power to
after
change your own life.
correct. After this, you will not require to go to anybody to, you know, for a situation because you will learn. And this is what I always love, you know, rather than healing, I love empowering. I love teaching
Yeah.
because once you empower a person, they don't need
Contribute.
you. Yeah, and that's the best way. And that is how my journey with Access started in 2012, where I started giving sessions. And then over a period of time, they started coming to me for classes. They started seeing results, and it just started spreading that much, you know. And it's been almost, what, 8 years now that I'm
Wow.
facilitating this. It's been month after month. So many people have come and they have changed their life. And I keep getting messages how grateful they are that they attended these classes and their life has changed. So I love Access. If you ask me, I feel everybody should go through these
Should-
classes because you've experienced. It's so amazing. It's so
Absolutely.
empowering, and I think it's one of the most empowering course I have ever come across to empower people. Yeah, and
So
of course,
now you're talking about the whole foundation, not just the bars, right? Not just the
no,
one
this is
class,
bars.
the
So the
whole.
1 day class is learning the bars, right?
Correct.
I have had
Correct.
people just learning the bars itself. Life has
Bars.
changed for them. Yeah.
Right.
I'm talking about medical cases. I'm talking about financial cases. I'm talking about
So
emotional
why do
cases.
you think
Just
that is? Is it because when you run your bars, you let go of all stored emotions?
correct. Yeah. And like in a
So
very
can you
simple
give,
manner.
yeah,
Yeah.
explain to us in
Let
a
me
simple
explain it.
manner. Yeah,
Let me
because there's so
explain it.
many questions. Okay,
So,
1 second. There's a lot. You want to go through the questions as well? Because
no,
then we
I'll
don't have
explain
time.
you. I'll explain. I think in my explanation, a lot of questions get answered. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
when people ask, how does this work? Okay. First and foremost, it's energetics. There is no logic behind it. But yes, there is a neuroscientist who's actually done research on bars. They have done a before and after, and they have realized that there is this whole process where the left brain and the right brain, they come into a hemisync when the bars are run. But for the layman, to put into the most simple manner, how I explain it is we all use laptops and computers, right?
Yes.
Okay, we have so many multiple folders in it. Yeah, let's assume a virus comes through. What do? Do you throw it off? No, you run an antivirus, right? The
Correct.
same way, from childhood, we have been fed so many things. Now, this is the base of the class, which is basically your point of view creates your reality.
Right.
Okay, now, like an example which we've already discussed is money. Okay, now, whatever your point of view about money is difficult, money is hard, you have to struggle, you have to work hard, and that is exactly what your reality will become. Okay,
Correct.
now these are all the point of views that you're stored in your mind. Correct. Now, what the bars does is basically like the antivirus, when you touch those points and you're just running those points, there's a shift and change that starts taking place. Suddenly, the way you think, the way you perceive, the way you have emotions, suddenly it changes. It kind of like
So it is
deletes the folders.
is it rewiring
Uh,
your entire,
Correct.
whatever your
It's like
social conditioning has been for all those years, it kind of rewires it to clean slate
correct.
or to your betterment.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, it's also been said that, one good session of bars, which is for
Bars.
90 minutes, is equal to almost like, 20 years of meditation. It's that kind of effect it gives. And I've had people who are doing, transcendental meditations and they've been into, ahartic yogas and all. And when they have come and got bars, they've actually had out of body experiences and all of that just by
I
receiving
had
bars.
one with
In,
you.
yeah. So it's amazing how it takes you to a complete different level. Yeah. But you know what? Bars has so many benefits. In fact, I would encourage people to go on Axel website. There's so much information. Bars given to children, it increases their capacity, which is basically the mind capacity. The concentration increases, focus increases, the grades become better. Yeah.
Yeah.
What it does, it releases stress out of people. See, once the stress is gone away, the ease comes through. And the
Yeah.
moment the ease is there, things are shifting and changing in your life. So the 1 day session, the bars class, is an independent class. Anybody can come and learn that. There's no prerequisite for that. And what happens is once you learn it, you are licensed as a bars practitioner officially with Access
Correct.
Consciousness. And you can add this to your own therapies, or even I have people who come from all walks of life. They are not only therapists. I have doctors who come, actors, and from all business people, all walks of life come because it's helpful for everybody. Yeah, you
Right.
can give it to your loved one, and from the very next day you can actually give it to your clients also, because it's so simple, because you learn it so easily. Yeah, it's
Correct.
it's it's like the more a there is no side effect. Second, you can't go wrong with it, and third, the only thing that you feel, like Gary says, Gary is the founder of Access Consciousness, and he says, the worst you will feel is like you had a good massage, and the best would be your whole life can
Life
change.
changes.
So it's so
Absolutely.
cool. I mean, there is absolutely no issues about this. And so that is what the bars class is all about, where people ask. Now, then comes my most favorite is the foundation course, okay, which is basically the 4 day class. And when people
So
come for this
what
class,
is so is foundation tools more than bars?
okay,
The reason
correct.
I
So
know I've done
now,
the class, I'm just asking because so that it's easier for people to understand
correct.
what the
So
foundation entails.
So, okay, to understand foundation or to understand access consciousness more, even in the name, what is access consciousness? It's actually accessing your own consciousness, your own
Correct.
awareness. Yeah. Now, what is the purpose of these classes? Okay. The purpose of these classes are basically to give you certain tools and techniques to create your own reality. Okay. Now, when
Got
I
it.
say to create your own reality, like simple example with this whole COVID thing. Okay. Now, so many people have fear about it. What's going to happen? Even the fear of getting COVID. Yeah. So there is
Yeah,
a lot of
absolutely.
fear that's going on, whether it's work fear, financial fear, relation, whatever it is. So there's a lot of fear based in this reality. But when you use the tools, your reality will be the way you would like it to be. Now, you
Correct.
have experienced the money class also we did in August. Okay,
Right.
you have seen how the moment people understand and they change their perspective, how people even started seeing financial changes while the class was going on.
Going on.
Yeah. And how immediately after the class, they started sending snapshot of how money started coming in, opportunities started coming in. How this lady said that, throughout the whole lockdown, business was not going on. But when she did the class, within 2 months,
She
then
got
she's done a 15 lakhs business she's done sitting at home.
correct.
Now, how is that possible? Now, what this does is, even if everybody else is struggling, even if this reality is struggling, your life
Your
can be
yeah.
easy. Your reality could be completely different. And that is what this classes empower you with. Like, trust me, I have no difficulties in my life. My life is so magical, so full of ease because I have embodied these tools. Now, the foundation does that. Okay. Now, what the foundation does it helps you, it actually makes you realize how your life is created on a very different foundation. So, the whole 4 days, we kind of break that whole foundation that your life is based on, and then we give you
Absolutely.
tools to create new ones, yeah, the way you would
So,
like your life to be.
just so that it's easy for when they're watching it to understand. So the foundation has a clearing statement, right?
Okay, so the clearing statement is thought in the bars itself, but it's like a taster,
Correct.
but of course, in the foundation, we go deeper. So, the
Right.
clearing statement,
Of
right from
course.
goodbye, pot for online shelter. Now, what happens is with this clearing statement, you're actually releasing everything that is stopping you, the limitation that is stopping you
So
energetically.
by releasing, let's talk about, but what do you mean by releasing?
Okay,
Because
go on, ask your question.
because today I can say, okay, every day I say these affirmations. There's so many people I know, okay, let's say affirmation every morning. I've seen people affirmation are plastered in their bathroom mirrors and all that, and they keep saying, "Arey, I'm saying it, I say it every day, but I don't see a change." What do
Correct,
you mean by this
correct.
clearing statement clears or releases? What do you mean by
Correct.
that?
Now, basically, see, the mind wants something, but there
Right.
is unconscious, we have those limitations. Okay. Now, we don't know. Now, what I like about Access is like, I've done other therapies, where basically we had to find out what is the root
What
cause.
the correct.
Okay. Where is the issue coming from? Whether it's
Yeah.
coming from past life, whether it's coming from childhood. Now, the beauty of the tools of Access is you don't need to know
Don't
where
need
it
to
is
know.
coming from. You don't know why it is there. Okay. I only ask question to the people, would you like to know the reasons or do you want to change? And everybody like, we would like to change. And this
Change.
is where the tools help you. Now, to answer your question, now there is a lot of limitations which you're not aware of what is stopping from receiving what you would like to receive.
Correct.
Okay.
So like
Like
what?
simple, yeah, like a simple example, like you'll say, oh, I would like to have money. But somewhere deep down, you may have the fear of receiving that money. Yeah. Because in your subconscious mind from childhood, you've seen money creates problems, money creates relationship issues. Yeah. Money is the root cause of all evil. Now, this could have been fed to you in your childhood, and now you're holding on to those beliefs. Now,
Correct.
those point of views actually stop you from receiving, but you don't realize you have those. So, for something to not work in your life is because of your own limitations. Now, the good part is you don't need to know what those limitations are. Okay.
You just
All you need to do is ask the question. Yeah. So, in Access, you don't need to know anything. You only need to learn the art of asking a question for change to take place. So, if it is finances, all you have to do is ask, okay, what will it take for my finances to change? That's
correct.
it. Yeah. And then you run the clearing statement, everything that doesn't allow right or goodbye, pot. So what happens is the energetically, all the limitations starts quickly shifting and changing. Now you have witnessed that sitting here and an online class with 70 people when we did the money class, how I was just doing clearings and how people were seeing results. That's how fast and effective it is. And that's the beauty of it. So this is what you learn in the foundation of how you only have created your own limitation. Now, the most important thing of change is you have to take 100% responsibility.
Responsibility. Yes.
Yeah, that
That's
it
for
is because
anything, right?
it's because of me, it's because of my thinking. Now, if you're going to say, oh, you know what, this is not working for me because somebody has done black magic, or
Magic.
or if
Nazar.
even Nazar, even if one person blame is outside, yeah, if you have a reason, justification, or a blame game happening outside, then you can't change
Not
it.
going to go
Now,
through.
now if I say, oh, for the next 7 years, मेरा शनि चल रहा है, मेरा कुछ काम होने ही नहीं वाला है, what will
Gone.
happen? Even if I'm
Yeah.
trying to do something, it will not happen, right? But
Because you've
this is
decided your
where,
point of view, right?
correct, your point of view has become now your reality. So if you
Right.
decide कि शनि की वजह से मेरा नहीं चलने वाला है, you've already decided. Nothing can change that till you don't change that point of view. Are you getting it? And this is where so easily you can shift and change your point of views. And this is what the foundation helps you with.
Now there's a quick question here. So let's clear it while we're
Hmm.
talking only. Will the bars class help you release this clearing
Of
statement
course.
along with, correct. Okay, there you go.
Of course.
I've answered
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
So bars, what it does is, you know what? If you start getting your bars done regularly, you'll keep seeing that there is so many shifts, positive shifts and changes. I had this guy, believe me, he was in Dubai and he had done the bars class. He started getting his bars done regularly. Then after 9 months, when I went to Dubai, he attended my foundation class. He says, Ashish, in those 9 months, I could clear all my debts that I had, and he had like
Mm.
really huge debt, and he bought a new house, and by the time he came to my class he was looking at buying another one. And sitting in the class, there was an issue going on with the registration of the company. By the second
It
day he
cleared.
got that house. It's amazing how things move like this. I have
So
seen
what
people
is the
sitting in the
logic
classes.
behind the clearing statement?
See, first and foremost,
Or is
it's
there
not
a
for the
there's no
logic.
yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
the clearing statement is the energetics. The words don't make sense, but it's the energy that it carries. And why do
Okay.
I say it so fast? Because it's supposed to go bypass your logical mind. In fact,
Right.
if you heard this clearing statement in any other language, it works faster and better. Why? Because then your logical
You
mind
don't
don't try to
understand.
understand it. Yeah. So I have these people, can you run your bars on yourself? Of course you can run bars on yourself. Yeah. I have a lot of people saying, "Oh, Ashish, but your class is in English. I won't understand anything." Believe me, I've had people attending the class not understanding one word of English, and they have seen changes in their life.
Changes.
It's the energy. There was, in fact, one of this girl who was going through a lot of depression. I give this example, and she was going through this depression, and she came for this 5 days course, and for 5 days she just kept sleeping through the class. Yeah, because we had this massage. She'll only wake up to have lunch or tea break and go back to sleep again. But suddenly, after a month, something shifted in her life. Yeah. And she started getting back on track. She came for another class of mine, repeating that, after 3 months or so. And she told me, you know what, Ashish, I don't even remember what clothes I used to wear and come to your class. I was so zonked out. And after 3 to 6 months' time, her life
Full
completely
different.
changed.
Yeah.
Completely. She started working again. She started traveling around the world. And the way her receiving opened up, it's amazing. That's just one example. I have like hundreds of people I can talk about fabulous things. Now, the best part about it is, you know what? A lot of people keep telling me, actually, but it's so much of money and all of that. I always tell, this is a 5 days course. It's an investment for life.
Life.
I mean, you're going to use this lifelong. It's not a healing modality. It's a way of life.
Right.
When I came into Access, I connected with it so well. But honestly, the first 3 months, I actually embodied the tools. I practiced it. I used it. And then you know what? Then you don't even have to think about it. You just become
Because
the
it
tools.
becomes.
You just become the tool. And honestly, I live Access. Yeah, it's like, I can't teach something that I haven't practiced. I can't teach
Yeah.
something that I don't believe in, right? I have seen where my life has gone, the magic. And truly, you know what Access does is basically, yes, if you're stuck in an area of your life, it just doesn't help you get unstuck, but it opens doors of possibilities which you don't even
Possibilities.
believe that it is there. It's all there, but because our thought process is so narrow, so what Access does, it opens up your receiving. Yeah, suddenly you start receiving, whether it's money, relationship, everything start becoming better in your life. And that is why I love these classes. In fact, you know what, by the second, third day, people say, you know what, the money that we have paid is peanuts, what we have got back is so much
Receiving
more.
back.
And all the time they keep asking, you know what, Ashish, I wish this was taught in school.
Yeah.
I wish this
I
was
remember
taught
I
in
told.
school so that we will never have to go through so much of difficulties as we are growing up. And that is why I love Gary. He's so amazing. He's kept this class free for kids till the age of 16. Yeah, so they can accompany their parents. Yeah, it's free for them. And I have seen children by the age of
Change.
11, 12, they understand so much better. It's amazing how liberating it becomes for them. And then it's all about choices. So it's so empowering for kids. It's so empowering for everybody. I just love
You
the
know,
whole
you keep
aspect of
saying
it.
tools. I know what the tools are, but you keep talking about tools, so people might think it's actual tools where you sit. What
No, so you
what
know
do
that,
you
the
mean?
tools are basically
Yeah, so
verbal,
what do you
verbal
mean by
processes.
tools and
Okay.
how? So
So,
if you can give us an example.
okay, so one of my favorite tool, I mean, there are two, three favorite of mine, like which has really, really changed and liberated my life. But one of them, which I feel everybody should use, is of course, one is the mantra of access. Okay, which
Yeah,
is all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and
ease,
glory.
joy, and
Just
glory.
keep saying it all the time. When you wake up in the morning, before you go off to sleep, just say it, because what will happen is then you will actually put that in the universe and you start seeing that life becomes easy, life becomes joyful. But one of the tools that I love is, how does it get better than this? Okay, now this is my favorite tool where, you know what, whatever is going on in your life, okay, if you receive something, say, hey, universe, how does it get better than this? Okay, so I use this. Okay, so whether it's my class participant, okay, I'll give you this fabulous example. Okay, so 2012 is when I learned this, right? I just got into Access. I was pretty new, but I was always a positive person. Okay, that okay, if something is not happening, there's always something better for this. So I remember I was supposed to go to Australia to attend a course. Okay, now this was
Right.
with Dr. Akadi Petrov, cell regeneration and all. I had paid up for my fees, and so my papers had gone for the Australia visa. I was supposed to fly 2 days later, and my visa gets rejected. So I was so disheartened that that I wanted to go there, and it was my first trip to Australia. And so they said, why don't you reapply? But then, of course, it wouldn't have worked for me. So I was a little disappointed, but I said, you know what? Okay, how does it get better than this?
Better than
Now, you
this.
see, it was not something positive that came to me, but I said, how
Yeah.
does it get better than this? Okay, what else is possible? Now, these are two simple tools. How does it get better than this? What else is possible? I kept asking. Now, this lady, okay, who was hosting that, and she was also part of the teaching facility, she got in touch with me 4 days later. She said, it's such a shame because we wanted you to come because I'm a medical doctor and they wanted me to join there. And then she asked, would you like me to come to India to teach the course? I'm like, okay, how does
Wow.
it get better than this? Now this was completely out of the expectation. Yeah. And then, she tells me, okay, so I asked her, how many people would you like to have? She says, you know what, when I come for the class, I should have at least 100 people. I'm like, okay, then 100 people is a big, and, it was not really a cheap class. So I'm like, okay, you know what, I want to do this because I was really wanting to attend this. So this was around August or September, and she scheduled a class for December. So I had 3 4 months time. So I put it out in the universe using Access tools. What will it take for more than 100 people to show up in
To
my
show
class?
up.
Okay, I just said that. Okay, so the intention is for those people to come, and then I started using the tool. So the first person registered, I said, how does it get better than this? Okay, now this is what you're doing. You're asking the universe, thank you, universe, more,
Thank.
more.
Absolute
And then you know
gratitude.
what? Yeah, and then two participant, three participant. Then I'm like, you know what? So there is this national health magazine, So the editor got in touch with me. When she came to know that I'm doing something like that, she said, "Would you like to have an article published?" I said, "Cool." So they did a cover article. Okay, they didn't charge us anything for that. Yeah. So and then of course it went all over India, and people started calling up, and then there were groups of people are like, "Listen, I have a group of 20 people. Can I get all of them?" So I'm like, "Yes. How does it get better than this?" And believe me, in that excitement, I completely forgot to book a venue only. Okay. And then when the time came to book the venue, I realized it's
Nothing, December,
December
nothing is
time.
available.
Nothing is available. Oh my God, it was wedding season. Everything was booked. Finally, I got one venue, near the airport, that hotel Avion. It's really terrible because they don't even have a eating place and all of that. But I said, please give it to me. You won't believe it. That venue was just for 110 people. I had 140 registrations. You know why? Because after 110, I'd stopped. But everybody like, listen, my father has cancer. I want to attend this course. Everybody were blackmailing me. And then by the end of the day,
Eh,
we had 140 people sitting in the class. It's so
Wow.
close to, but you see how the creation got so easy. I
Yeah.
mean, it was like the whole universe worked for me. Now, the best part, you have to listen to this. Okay. So she was so happy. What she asked me is, would you like to host me again? I said, yeah, because there were a lot of people who still wanted to come. And you
Correct.
won't believe it. She gave me 50% of the class profit. Can
Oh,
you believe?
wow.
I mean, for me, that was a complete beyond. So, see, not only that I didn't have to travel, she came here, I did the class, I attended the class, I got way more money than even I thought about, and then I hosted her 3 times. I mean, it was magical. And
Wow.
everybody who came, they were so grateful for this whole creation, you know. So this is what I'm saying. Use this tool. How does it get better than this? Yeah. Even if something is not working for you, say, how does it get better than this? You know, and you know what? This is so important because I remember when I left my job and, you know, I started doing well, every time somebody would call me, hey, Ashish, how you doing? I would say, oh, this is the best and it can't get better than this. I used to say this, it can't get better
And
than this.
and
So
you
what happened? Yeah.
you're
So
blocking your own
correct.
getting betterness.
Absolutely. So every time you say it can't get better than this, you're putting that as a limitation.
Yeah,
That's why. So you know what? Access gives you this whole awareness of the words that we use, of how we are
absolutely.
creating. Like we say, no, this is the best thing. Childhood days were the best. You know, the college days were the best days of my life. Now, the moment you've solidified that as best, you can never have
Finished.
something better. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So this is where we teachers say, you know what, this is the best meal we've had so far. This is the best movie I've seen so far. Yeah. And when you say, how does it get better than this? You're
That's when the
creating more.
possibilities open up.
So,
Yeah.
so you know what I like about these tools are they're so simple and easy. You don't have to sit and do like a routine. You know, the tools are so simple. You can just on your, you know, way, you can just think about it. And, you know, so what these tools, when I say it helps you is if there is a situation in your life, yeah,
Yeah.
rather than becoming reactive, you become proactive. You take actions. Yeah.
Correct.
And it has
But
helped me so much
how do you take actions? But I mean, how
by
does it?
asking questions,
Correct.
you know, by
Correct.
using the
So
tools, by doing the clearings. So in the 4 days, we teach you so much, yeah, how to change every situation. And then we go through every topic, money and, you know, relationship. And of course, my favorite topic, entities, how to clear entities and all of those. There are body processes. I've had people sitting in the class and cancer has got reversed. SLE, you know, which is an autoimmune disease, in a month's time, it's just disappeared out of the body because there's so much clearing that takes place in the
clearing.
class.
And every
Everybody,
disease is because of emotional blocks in because we
some
are
emotion,
at not at ease at some point in our body,
correct.
right?
And the most important is the person who has the disease, they take the onus that this is my creation and I would like
Yeah.
to change it.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. They don't become a victim anymore.
Because
Yeah.
your point of
And
view
once they,
changes.
correct. And the moment they decide to change it, the change starts taking place. And then, of course, there are body process like MTVSS and all, which
My
just
favorite is
changes.
MTVSS.
It's
My
amazing. It's
workout is
how
MTVSS.
I have seen your befores and afters, and of course, you're
Thank you.
putting a lot of efforts also, but it's showing so amazing on you.
Okay.
Such an
Thank
inspiration
you.
you are.
Thank you.
So, superb. So, this is what it does, you know, it just empowers you so much. But believe me, by the fifth day, people walk out looking at life as a complete different perspective. It just changes the way you think. And actually, if you ask me, you know, people ask me, Ashi, is this a spiritual course? Yeah. Honestly, if you ask me, I would say yes, because it awakens you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's like the movie Matrix. You know, you remember, you know, the movie 20
Of
years
course.
back. Once you do access consciousness, you realize, my God, this is what it was. We are actually sleeping in a matrix. You know,
I
matrix of this
agree.
we are, and
And
suddenly you
also,
wake
I think
up.
we are sleeping with everyone else's point of views, everyone else's
Correct,
opinions, everyone else's suggestions. We're so bogged
correct,
down by it, of
correct.
that you don't really see what you truly want.
Absolutely. And suddenly you realize, my God, how many lies we have bought, how many fear we have bought, and then you don't fear
There's so
anything.
many questions.
Yeah,
You know
and
what? You
you
are reading
know.
the questions
I
or
can't because
no?
there's one line and then
Okay.
it just goes
Okay.
away.
Okay.
You know, it's like one person asked me after 6 months of me joining Access that, you know, Ashish, how did it help you? You know, I see things, I see energy wise. So I asked this question, yes, how did Access actually change my life? Yeah. And then suddenly I saw this neon sign boards everywhere, which had written freedom, freedom, freedom. Yeah. And then I realized it's actually given me total
Given you
freedom.
freedom.
Yeah, I am living the way I am. I don't care what people think about me. I don't worry about other people's opinion. I'm living my life completely. And after a year, I realized it made me completely fearless. Yeah,
Yeah.
I asked people this question. Yeah, that if you had no fear in any cell of your body, what would your life be
What would
like?
it be?
Yeah,
I
and that
agree.
itself just changes so much, but we don't make choices because, we are fearful and all of that. So all those who are watching this, start using these tools like all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. How does it get better than this? Universe, what else is possible? Start using these questions. And this question itself starts creating so much of change. Yeah. And, like I was saying, this COVID thing, we keep saying, oh, COVID and all. I think COVID has changed so much for everybody.
I
Yeah.
agree.
And one thing I see as a big advantage for people is these classes used to be live classes. Yeah. For the last 8 years, people from UK, US, and all over the world used to travel and come to me.
Advantage for me.
Yeah. Yeah, you sitting in South Bombay couldn't come to me. Yeah. And the greatest advantage that Gary gave us, you can do online during this COVID. Now, till November is what they have given. So probably this would be my last class online, which is going to happen next week, And I'm already excited because people from UK and US and different places are already joining in. And of course, I'm also doing my in-person live class. So it's an amazing class. So I would say at any given point of time, maybe not now, whenever you feel drawn to, I would recommend people to go through this because it's a
Yeah.
life-changing course. I mean, I would blindly suggest this to people, not because I'm teaching it, because I think people need it. In today's world, everybody needs something like access consciousness to empower them so there is nothing that they cannot change in life. And as we
If
say,
there's
money is the
one
easiest
tool,
thing to change.
correct, correct. If there's one tool, so I'm going to read out the questions. Yeah, he is doing a class. It is going to be online. What I'm going to do is I'm going to link this so he can post his class and I will repost it for him. If there's one, should we do some questions because it's 7:42?
Sure.
And then
Sure.
check
My
us out.
God,
Yeah,
what is this with time?
last time they gave us 62 minutes, man. That was fantastic.
Yeah, let's spend
Okay.
time.
Okay. Exactly. Can you, oh, sorry, so many. What is the one tool that you would say that we should use?
See, as I said, use how does it get better than this?
Yeah.
Like, let's assume you're applying for a job, it doesn't come through. Say, how does it get better than this? Just keep saying, how does it get better than this? Universe, how does it get better than this? And start being the tools. And over a period of time, you will see what will show up in your universe. That one tool, I can swear by, is so amazing. But you know what? In the foundation, you will learn like 100 tools.
Yeah.
This is
True.
just one tool I'm talking about.
My
And
son's
then you
favorite
will
is show me the magic.
and then you will use the tool that resonates with you at any given point of time. And they're so easy peasy, I mean, so cool.
What is MTVSS?
So MTVSS is basically a body process that you learn in the foundation, which helps you unlock and change anything that is malfunctioning in the body. So whether it's a disease or so people have used this for the immune system, which is great for nowadays. So in MTVSS, there are just 3 points that you learn, which is for the immune system, which helps you boost it up completely. And it's very, very powerful.
Is foundation class, I'm going to start reading because they're going
Sure.
so fast. Is foundation class dealing with health as well?
Every aspect of life. As I said,
Absolutely.
I've had people who have reversed even 4th stage cancer coming to these classes. Yeah. No, I'm not promoting this class that, it because by the end of the day, it's a choice that the person makes. Yeah. If you make a choice to change, things definitely start changing. For sure. But I've seen magic in these classes. It's amazing. So it
I
definitely
agree.
helps for health, relationship, because by the end of the day, it's your point of view. The moment your point of view changes, your reality also changes.
Can you run your bars? You answer that. Can you run bars for yourself? You can, right?
Yeah, but I want to clarify one thing.
Yeah.
Life is all about you. You're doing everything. You're working. You're doing all of this. You can definitely run your own bars for sure. But you know what? The magic is
When
when
someone else,
somebody else runs it
yeah,
for you because you're in total receiving.
absolutely.
You're in the space of allowance. When you're running your own bars, you're still doing something, but it still works.
Is foundation like EFT or is bars like EFT?
Abs
I'm guessing.
Nothing. I mean, EFT is a complete different process.
Different,
Yeah. But
absolutely.
yeah, bars and foundation is completely different.
Okay. There's too many to scroll. I want to talk about what I think what we did in class. I think when the first day of class for whoever will do the class online with you, there's such a big energy change, right? From the first day, at least for me, when you met me 4 years ago, you can tell me you are perfect for foundation.
Correct.
You have to do foundation. You are anyways like
I
that.
know.
You're anyways
Yeah.
happy. You anyways don't care. You have to do foundation.
Correct.
And my issue was time. And then COVID happened, so I
Correct.
could do it online. But even online, right? The whole frequency changed, the energy change of
Yeah,
so many
yeah, yeah.
participants from the first day to the last day, right? I mean,
Correct.
we all were watching them on Zoom. So many people's energy
Yeah.
changed.
You know what? Honestly, it's again a point of view that only if you're sitting in front of me in a live class,
Yeah.
things change. Today,
But
thanks
I
to
had that
COVID, even
point of
that has
view.
shifted. Yeah,
I
yeah,
had that point of view. Remember, I was talking to you. I was like,
yeah.
will it be the same effect of sitting
Correct.
in class, whereas doing it on Zoom? And you said it's
Yeah.
energy. It doesn't
It's
care. You
energy.
don't care. It's frequency. It goes through anything.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like this
Okay.
whole foundation is a game changer. It just changes your whole everything in life. It's just you have to
It changed.
for sometimes when people ask me, Ashish, tell me in words. Sometimes I say, sometimes you can't explain things so much. You have to experience it. And
Yeah, I agree.
each person till now, I would proudly say, I mean, more than 1,000 people must have done foundation with me for sure. Everybody has told me they've had a fabulous experience for
I,
sure. I mean,
that
you
even
can't
I
go wrong. You can't go wrong with
absolutely,
foundation.
absolutely.
Yeah, but
You know,
only those
even the
people can
5
come.
days, even the 5 days itself, just listening to you talk, because so much is with stories and experience and stuff. That
Correct,
itself is so uplifting and
correct.
positive that
Yeah.
you automatically make that shift in your head.
It just naturally just takes place. I remember this lady, she had come from, no, she was from Mumbai now. She shifted to Bangalore and she had irritable bowel syndrome, So she used to come with her own little food and all of that. I asked her one question, wouldn't it be nicer for you to have everything that you would like to? She said, I would love to, but doctors have said, I'm going to stay with this. I said, that's just the point of view. But she was very, she's a CA and so very logical minded. So she was
Correct.
very quiet the first day, second day, third day. And something shifted for her in the fourth day, and I could see the energy shift. And by the
Yeah.
fifth day, she started asking questions. Her husband came after a few months to attend my course in Bombay, and he told me, you know what, Ashish, after a few months, she's completely healed. Her
Leaders.
whole IBS is gone. And he says, that was a miracle, and that's why I've come to this class to
But we
attend. What
create
is
these
it?
diseases ourselves, right? We create it
Correct.
for
With
certain
our thoughts,
reasons.
feeling, emotions, yeah?
Correct.
Or
For certain
or some
reasons.
reasons.
First, it can be past life, it can be the current life that you're getting the attention
Correct.
of people. There's always a
Correct.
reason why there's a
Correct.
dis-ease. And I think
Correct.
what foundation does is kind of changes your thinking and mindset towards so many things. Like you asked me,
Correct.
right, about Vivansh, that why I could not come to do foundation. And he told 74 people that this girl is not coming to foundation in person because she can't leave her son. And you asked, right, that would you think you'd be a bad mother? And it completely changed my point of view of what we when we did the clearing,
Correct.
right? Because
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
I don't think I would be. It would not be because
Correct.
me doing it benefits him indirectly and directly. I mean, he gets up in the morning, screams,
Absolutely.
"Show me magic," but that's another thing.
Absolutely. I always tell if one person comes to the class, the family starts benefiting out of it. So that's the
You
beauty
will
of
not.
it. That's what
Okay, so
consciousness is.
I'm not supposed to say this online. My husband does gratitude with me every single
Awesome.
day after my foundation class. So me and Vivansh always had this
Awesome.
gratitude thing, and we did it. I started doing it more even after the money and the foundation. And Kunal has seen such a. I'm not supposed to say it because he will deny it, but it's fantastic. It is
Yeah, but
fantastic to
it's
have
okay.
the amount of receiving that opens up with just because you realize the power of gratitude, you realize the power of your words, you realize the power of your
Correct.
thoughts more than
Correct.
anything else. I think more
Correct.
than anything else, you realize the power of your consciousness. Because
Yeah.
a lot of people say, "Are subconscious? Your subconscious is strong. Sleep
Yeah.
and tell your subconscious." But it's every minute is your conscious mind thinking. And when you do
Correct.
access, when you do foundation, you realize the power of your conscious mind to be able to
Correct.
change and create what you want to see. I
Even in
think
I've seen people sitting in the class quietly and they have so many aha moments when they realize, my God, this is how
on
I've been
Zoom
talking.
also,
Yeah,
on
everywhere. I mean, they realize, my God, this is how I've been thinking, and I've been thinking so limited because of my mother, because of my conditioning, because of my religious thing. And
absolutely.
suddenly there is this whole shift and change that takes place, and that is what it is all about. I love the foundation. Why? Because it's not theory. It's an interactive
Yeah.
class, and it's about
Yeah.
questions, and it's about your awareness, not my point of views. So, and
Correct.
how you have so many realizations. It's amazing. And then after the class, they're like, hey, when is your next class? I want to send my brother. I want to send my father. I want to send my mother. It's always like this. And then the class keeps getting created like that. That's how the last 8 years, without really doing advertising or me coming and talking about it, my class is always full. I mean, I've had classes with 40, 45 people also in a foundation. What an energy that class was. So it's like
I
this.
can't imagine an actual person. We were online and was the energy was so palpable. So an
Yeah.
actual would must be crazy.
So because of COVID, normally my capacity of my center is 25, 30 people, but I'm just taking like
Correct.
8, 10 people, and the rest are online. But still it works. The energy is
Are you
so
doing the
amazing and
class
powerful.
soon? Are you announcing a class soon?
My class is already on for next week. I already have people who have registered. So 21st is the bars class, 21st of
Okay.
October, and
October.
22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th October is the foundation. Now this may
Okay.
be my last online foundation, and this is why people from US and all are joining this time, because Access has given us the permission to do it to November 15th of 2020.
Okay.
Now if they extend it, how does it get better than that?
Better
Otherwise,
than this,
then people will
absolutely.
have to travel to come to my class in Mumbai. So that's the whole thing.
So the class can be done online, answering someone's
Oh,
question here. Yes.
100%, absolutely. They
Yes.
still have the time to join online. They can, message you, message me. I can send you the
Can
invite. You can forward it to them.
can you
Uh,
put it? I don't know if are we allowed to put the invite in the comment here? No, right? I don't think we no. You
So
can't
the thing
upload
is,
the
it's too long of an invite, and even in the
okay.
DM, it's too long of an invite. That's why I request people to send me a message on WhatsApp, and then I
So
send the
can
invite to them.
so
Yeah.
can they
Yeah,
send
yeah,
you a
sure.
message on Insta? Okay, great. So guys, you can DM. Please DM him directly. He will reply.
I will do my best to reply, but I will. Yeah, and you still have
Uh,
like 3 people. And honestly, you know what, Bhairavi, I refrain
again,
from
Bhairavi.
doing this.
Who's Bhairavi?
Sorry, Vaibhavi. Why am I
Why are
saying
you
that?
thinking
You know, so normally, you know what, I never like it to come across like we are selling a class.
Oh God, never.
Absolutely
And
no.
I think
Uh,
people who have
uh,
joined in my lives know that.
yeah, I have always refrained from doing it. This is just a suggestion. This is an
No, this
experience.
is.
This is
I'll tell
this
you
is an
why this is.
information. Yeah, because a lot of people don't even know something like this exists. A lot of
I'll tell
people
you
don't even
why I
know
forced you to
bars
do this.
exist.
Yeah, because the thing was, if people are asking me, instead of me telling them this is what I did, I might as well have you talk about it.
Correct.
So
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
today, nor me nor you are holding any guns to anyone's head. I just want to
Correct.
share, like
Yeah.
all my lives, I want to share what I
Absolutely.
because I never thought that we have 3 minutes. I got the timer. I never thought that I would be able to talk about these healing modalities, you want to call it, or even a
Correct.
spiritual change on Insta with people at 1111 with people actually wanting to do and know more. It is so
Yeah.
amazing because
But I would strongly say, Vaibhavi, this 5 days is something that everybody on this planet should experience. They need it. And then after that, life is only going to be easy, fun, joyful, and that's what the purpose of life is, to have fun. I'm having fun
oh,
every day. You guys would see from my stories. I'm having
even
fun
I'm
every
having
day doing
fun.
what
That's so
I
you
what
know.
I like to do, and that is what everybody should do. Have
I
fun in their life,
agree.
and that's the
I
whole purpose.
agree. I agree. My mother-in-law always says that my life is always a party. Like she does
I've been
what she
seeing
wants
I've been seeing your stories. So so amazing you are. Cool,
always.
cool. All
But
right.
okay, can we have a WhatsApp number and how do we WhatsApp him? You just said they have to WhatsApp
My
you.
my number is there on my
You can
Insta.
can you put on your comment? I'll pin the number.
Okay, I'll do
Is
that.
it
Or
possible?
maybe you can only do that.
No, just write your number. I'll pin it. Yeah, I know 111. I saw it too. Um, just type your number, and what I'll do is
That's
I'll pin the
me.
number.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, so I've pinned his I pinned Dr. Ashish's number, guys. Please WhatsApp him. and WhatsApp is easier to get in touch with
But
him.
please don't drive me crazy by getting the reply immediately.
No,
Please
but at least
have some
you can just
patience.
send
Yeah.
them the
Because
information.
I feel WhatsApp is crazier because the whole, anyways, I get like 70 to 80 messages every day. So they keep going down and then I'm up and
Yeah.
then it just kind of gets lost. It's crazy. So please have patience. I will send whoever would send me a message. I'll reply.
Oh,
Yeah.
as always, so much fun.
Meher, you're there. I love you. Meher, you're in Dubai. I miss you so much. Oh my God. I wanna hug everybody.
This is so amazing, na? Can you imagine we'll be
I
having this
know.
conversation like this? And when I
I
told you for
know.
the like, nahi, I don't know, it gets boring. Nahi hota hai. You remember this?
No, I think
And
I've
it's
started
so
enjoying being in front
fantastic.
of in the lives and talking to people, meeting. But
I
I
to
wish,
love it.
maybe we should do one live where I just keep quiet and they keep asking me questions and I'll reply. Because a lot of
We
people have
can,
complained me that, nobody answers my questions and
but that is, I was telling you the same thing. So what we can do is we can do one live with you, or we can do a
okay.
Zoom live. A
hmm
Zoom live, which I'm doing the same thing I'm doing for my Ayurveda doctor as well. A Zoom
Oh,
live where they
okay.
can actually come online, and
Okay.
it's a price live, and we're donating all the proceeds to the children orphanage on Dandra.
You can
So
donate to me also. I'm okay.
okay, we'll donate to you.
Just
So
kidding.
I really think we should do that. Okay, I've got the. No, that's why it's gonna go off. I need to. Thank you so much. I want to save this live, so I have to go
Thank
off.
you, thank you, thank you. See you guys.
Thank you
Bye.
so,
Love you,
so.
everybody.
See you. Thank
Thanks,
you,
Vaibhavi, and
everyone, for
not
logging in.
Bhairavi.
Bye. I don't know who you're thinking of. Have a super weekend.
Bye. Thank you. Bye bye. See ya.
Bye.
Hey guys, thank you for logging into Live with Vi. Subscribe to see more videos.